Hey, human family, welcome back. You guys, and for those of you that are watching this before you watched part one, please make sure you watch part one if you can before you watch this one. If not, just go check that out when you're done here. And for those of you that did watch part one, let's continue. We left off on red flag number 4, and that was word salad and crazy making. How people become violent and oppositional and start to look like they are the abuser after being gaslit for a period of time. And it's very hard to determine who's the swell guy or who's the little angel that ain't ever done nothing to nobody. It can become very, very difficult in some relationships that are so convoluted by he said, she said. Johnny and Amber's relationship was so dysfunctional and so blurred by so many dysfunctional behaviors and activities that it could be considered to be a wash. But there's a problem here that many people are missing when you overlook Amber's behavior. I want to close out number 4 with the word salad and crazy making with another part of that phone conversation that Johnny had with Amber. Because if you listen to the franticness of her voice, that alone, if you deal with that on a daily basis, is enough to drive someone mad. And it's cross gender too. A male can do this to a female, maybe in a different way, maybe the same way. So I don't want to misconstrue that, but just hearing her on this phone conversation really made me grateful that I got the narcissist out of my life. It really triggered a memory of just how exhausting these people are. They're just so vulgar. So anyway, here's that soundbite of the conversation with Johnny and Amber.
Johnny starts to stand up for himself a bit more.
You cannot think that it's just my side. You're fucking killing me. Your fucking people are trying to kill me. You've turned me into a... My boy has to go to school. My boy goes to school and has kids go, so your fucking dad's a wife beater? You don't think about that, Amber.
You don't think that's also my family and all the death threats that me and every single person in my immediate circle of friends and family is getting also matters? And you don't think I... You think I...
Death threats?
You people put this out. You didn't want this out. Why security come on the record and lie? Then, like, why go... That's a proactive measure. Then why did you or your divorce attorney get the file for divorce, period, at all? Second, why did she have to go and get it from TMZ? Why, if you wanted it private, is TMZ being fed information literally by Laura Walker and Marty Singer every step of the way? Well, really, my DD, my arrest record? What's next in the media? The rumors that I'm just stripping? Of course I can expect that next. I've known every step of the way, every single step of the way, everything you give them. You don't think
I'd give him. I'd give him. That's it. I'd give him. I'll see you in court. No, I'll fucking see you in court. I will fucking see you in court. I never fucking said that. I never told anyone that. You fucking trusted me with that, and I've never fucking told anyone that. And you know what, Amber? This is me. This is me saying, I tried. And thank you, and I will see you in fucking court. You don't want to fucking make nice? I'm trying. But you know what?
Wow, there's so much to unpack here. One, the frenetic pace of her word salad display of crazy making. Did you recognize how many different things she talked about in a matter of seconds? How could one respond to anything that that woman said? And then she found his trigger, which she was searching for, because that makes her the victor in her own mind, makes her victorious. But she was rattling, machine gunning accusations at this man when he was being very serious. Another thing is that he didn't want to go to trial. When I say narcissists are Luciferian agents of chaos, they are. She chose conflict and even violence. If you listen to that whole phone conversation, it's easy to see that their divorce creed, both of them were amicable. The ending of the divorce, everything was copacetic. And then Amber wrote that op-ed that sent everything into a disarray and created more conflict, because a narcissist feeds on conflict. People think poor Amber in this. It is not that. Narcissists are happy in chaos just as much as they're happy in positive attention. So she chooses conflict because that's how they live. But in this conversation, you'll also notice that Johnny knew that she was a stripper in the past, and he still hasn't said anything about that. If he was a narcissist or the abusers, that would be front center everywhere. He would have detectives going back and getting the people who she worked for to testify or to do talk shows and write articles about. The main thing that he lost his shit on was when she said that he was the one that revealed she was a stripper in the past, and he didn't do that. That shows you that he's a man of integrity. What set him off was that she was questioning his integrity. Listen to that whole piece again, and you'll see it played out right in front of you. That's why this man is the real victim. Regardless of his drugs, regardless of the things that he does and that he's did in the past, his heart is not that of a narcissist or an evil person or a physical abuser. Did he exhibit reactive abuse? Yes. Has he dealt with his mother's issues, who I believe, with the little information that I have about her, that she was a narcissist too? No, he has not. That's what fame and fortune gives you, the ability not to have to dive into the cellar in the attic and assess who and what you are. But that segment of that phone conversation revealed so much. All right, you guys? So let's put red flag number 4 to bed and move on to red flag number 5, lack of identity. You see, Amber Heard has a very interesting past. She has been known to be physically aggressive and abusive in past relationships. So let's take a look at this video clip before we go deep into red flag number 5, lack of identity.
It's no recent news that Amber Heard is sexually attracted to both the female and male genders. Sadly, she has also been accused of projecting abuse to both genders. Her ex-girlfriend, Taseya Van Ree, became her partner in 2008, and they drew the curtain to their love 4 years later. However, everyone is eager to know if abuse is embedded in their love story. The internet took us back to 2009 when Heard was arrested for misdemeanor domestic violence in Seattle for allegedly seizing Ree and struck her arm. Oops, that's no good news if you'd ask me. Shortly after that, Heard was taken into custody and booked for misdemeanor domestic brutality, after which she was allocated to King County District Court in Seattle a day after the incident. A mugshot was taken and her case was assigned a number. While the prosecutor refused to press charges against Heard.
You see, that latest clip reveals more than her abusive past, in that she's always had major conflict in her past relationships. It also reveals a lack of identity. You see, this is very important, because if the way that a narcissist exists is to feed on other people. And there's two warning signs that a person is lacking an identity. One is they go from relationship to relationship. They don't even have a month off, a week off. They've already got the next person in the chamber waiting to get going. They've got that person lined up, ready to go, and have probably already been involved with that person in many ways, have been intimate with that person too. She never has a break from a relationship. This is a warning sign of an empty person. Narcissists need us in terms of sentient human beings far more than we need them. They are feeding on our energy. They are feeding on our creativity. They are feeding on our nuances of our identity, personality, lifestyle, culture, etc. Amber Heard doesn't even have a day before she's in a relationship with someone. Another piece that says she's lacking an identity is how she moves from dating a man to dating a woman. 1 year she's in a relationship with a man. The next year she's in a relationship with a woman. 1 week she's going out on dates with a man. The next week she's going out on dates with a woman. This would be very confusing to me as a human being. I get being gay is natural for that person, but this is very sus. This is suspect. I know that's a sensitive subject matter, but to me, it's screaming lack of identity. There's something that Johnny said in their phone conversation too that really backs up this lack of identity warning that I'm discussing. Take a close listen to what he says during this heated discussion.
Want to fucking make nice? I'm trying. But you know what? I loved you for so many fucking years, but you know what? You didn't exist. You don't exist. You're not there. You're not there. You were a fucking made up thing in my head. And I can't believe you're doing this to me.
Stop.
Can't believe it.
I loved you for years, and you were never there. You were something that I made up in my own mind. You don't exist. Every single one of us who has been involved with a narcissist knows what he just said is very true. That he hit the target. She doesn't have an identity. She was pretending in the beginning of their relationship. She molded herself to be the type of woman that he desired. And she played that role for 2 years, 3 years, whatever it was, until the mask fell off. That's what Johnny just witnessed. The mask fell off. And this is kind of a synthesis of warning or red flag number 6. These people have no identity, so they are able to shapeshift. If you've been involved with these people and watched them closely, you know how their eye color changes. You know how that deep stare comes when the demon is there and they are not. And to someone listening to this, they're thinking, Darren is cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo. And I get it, but I got to keep it 100. You know there is something evil and very bizarre going on inside these people. And you witnessed with your own eyes physical changes on them if you've journeyed into this as long and as far as I have. And you've seen it when they lose themselves, where they can't connect with who or what they are pretending to be. And so there's a space and time where this ambiguous human is sitting there in front of you who doesn't have an identity. Then just like when we remember where our car key's at, they remember the person that they're pretending to be and they act accordingly. This is the shape shifting. I have seen my ex-narcissist wife shape shift in ways, if I was to say it, some of the people in this community would think I was lying. This is why I am so adamant when I tag them and label them as being evil. It's no different than someone who knows that gravity exists. You won't stop saying that gravity doesn't exist just to appease a person that from another planet where there's no gravity that doesn't know that gravity exists. I know, just like many of you know, that evil is real and it is here. And people are so frightened that they can't look at that. And part of that evil comes from, or a trait of that evil is lack of identity and shape-shifting, metamorphosizing into the people that you're around. You can shape-shift with your personality, the clothes that you wear, the books that you read, the things that you like, and just take on this other person that you're dating, their complete identity. You like the foods that they like. You like the books that they read. You like the movies that you like. Oh, then 2 years later, you don't. And you go to the next person. Now you like the books that they like. You like the movies that they like. You like the foods that they eat. And it's a never-ending, exhausting journey. This happens because there's no one home. As Johnny stated, there's no one there. Amber is a shape shifter. She can shape shift from gender to gender. She can be a lesbian when she's around lesbians. She can be heterosexual when she's around men. She can do this. She can do that. That is a clear warning sign that this person may be a fraud. So let's take a look at some fraudulent behavior from Amber on the witness stand, where she's trying to shapeshift into somebody that you may know of. This is a real interesting clip that touches on a lot of layers of what I just talked about. So let's take a look.
He had no soul in his eyes, just blank. He was clearly blacked out. There was no person when I looked at him.
I'm looking at it in his eyes. I don't see him anymore. I don't see him anymore. It wasn't him. It was black. I've never been so scared in my life. It was black. I couldn't see him.
Wait, is Amber Heard copying Rihanna now? Over the past week, Amber has been getting dragged left and right for stealing movie quotes for her court testimony against Johnny Depp. But has Amber now stooped so low that she's stealing lines from an actual DV victim?
Now, Rihanna actually was a real DV victim. And what she described fits like a shoe if you've seen a narcissist up close, when the mask falls off, or when you catch them when they slip out of their identity, their fake self. But I don't want to digress here. Amber is trying to create a fake identity on the stand of a DV victim, a domestic violence victim. This is a sheer indication, with all of the other things that I've been mentioning in both of these episodes, that she is a fraud. She is a fake. And in my opinion, she is a narcissist coming from a very, very dark energy. We often are so captivated by the beauty of a person, be it a male or a female, how handsome they are, how beautiful they are, that we lose sight and let our boundaries down too quickly. That is their bait. they can come across as little sweet angels, as super good guys. It is our job to protect ourselves and to set boundaries to where we can identify a shapeshifter, a person without any true identity, a person that is shaping themselves to be what we want them to be. Amber has just revealed and got exposed for doing this on the stand, in my opinion. Now, I almost forgot something that is profoundly important and really spells out the caliber of person Amber Heard really is. Anyone that can take a dump on a person's bed and think that that's funny and not see how vulgar that is or how that paints them is missing identity. This woman took a shit on this man's bed. Come on, man. Come on, man. What are you, high? Are you high? Oh, my dear heavens. I want you to grasp that. Don't just hear the words that I'm saying. Think about what that all entails to do something like that. Let that marinate a little bit. I know it's gross as hell, but really ponder that, because this speaks in volumes about the lack of identity this person has and how fraudulent they are and what they portray to the world. And underneath all of this beauty is a vulgar, disgusting woman who lacks an identity. All of this speaks volumes to this. And I just want to clear up the visuals that you're seeing on the screen real quick. I called shape-shifting number 6. It was really number 7. So we're going to move into number 6, which is habitual lying. All right, you guys? So just wanted to give you a heads up in case you're confused by that. So a habitual liar is definitely a consistent trait of a narcissist. There's no way they could exist without lying about their identity. It would be virtually impossible not to be a habitual liar. Plus, all of the targets that they have that we are not aware about, the people that they are tormenting behind the scenes, and all of the horrific things they do to people that their mate, family, or friends that are not aware of would cause them to be a liar. They would have to cover their behind when they're out in the world doing dirt. So habitual lying is a consistency with a narcissist. There was a million examples of this throughout the trial with Amber. One of them that stood out in particular, I would like to share with you because I think it carries a lot of weight.
Actually, were all kinds of accusations flying your way when you said all this, and then there was a divorce settlement. You got $7 million. People were saying this is all about the money, but then you did something that twisted that whole argument. What did you do with that money?
$7 million in total was donated to, I split it between the ACLU and Children's Hospital of Los Angeles. I wanted nothing.
That was not true.
It wasn't true because she never did it. She never paid the ASLU, and she never paid the Children's Hospital the money that she promised to donate. Documents don't lie. What she did is she had someone else pay for it, and I'll get into that in a minute. Now, lying about giving money to charity, if that's not bad enough, I want you to ponder this. Remember, the divorce settlement was amicable. They all agreed. There are a plethora of women throughout the world who get large settlements from a divorce that they didn't deserve, and they ride out into the sunset. Why do you have the need to play like you're some angel and say you're going to donate the money anyway? Because she's playing like some super, what would I say, radical feminist who says that she doesn't need anything from a man and yet alone. I believe she's telling these types of irrelevant, unnecessary lies to protect her fake image. Narcissists are in a constant state of fear and panic that they're going to be discovered for the fraudulent identity that they've created. So she's been playing this woke goddess that's saving abused women in the Me Too movement and etc. And abused women deserve all the help that they can get. But it is the people exactly like her that do abused women the most harm. That's what's so ironic about this whole thing. Most women would have taken their alimony check, their divorce money, and walked away into the sunset, regardless if it was right or wrong. But a narcissist woman of her caliber needs to protect the lie and also needs to ruin her target, which is Johnny, which is part of the discard. You see, she has set up all of this to destroy this man. She wanted to look like an angel while she was driving stakes into the back of this man. How can I look like an angel? I can say I took all of the money that he gave me and donated it to charity. And in the meanwhile, I can tear down him because everybody thinks I'm a little angel. You see what's going on? She's been plotting and trying to flank this man from day one. But it didn't work out. When she realized that social media and the eyes of the world were on her, and she was going to have to come through with her obligations, she then realized, I need some help here. So she started a plan to somehow, just by a luck of fate, to end up dating the richest man on the planet, who $7 million would be nothing to him. Somehow she worked her magic, got into a relationship with the richest man on the planet, and got all of these bills taken care of, which in her mind, being naive and a narcissist, in her mind, cleared up her good name. I get to keep the $7 million. This guy paid for my obligations, so I'm good to go. I kept my word. The money came through. This is how manipulative these people are. She has been doing the good girl role at the end of their marriage to drive Johnny into insanity, into suicide, bankruptcy, and utter destruction. You take your pick. That's how they operate. And that's what number 8 is the discard. Another thing that she did in the discard, and that's why it's very important, you guys, and all you listeners that have not been in a relationship with one of these monsters, is to talk to them about their prior relationships and how did it end. What was the fluidity of the ending of that relationship? And once you find out if it looks like this, run! Abort mission. Abort. Get the hell out of there. She gave him the notice of divorce 3 days after his mother died. She could have put the brakes on that. But see, they're looking for massive impact of destruction, massive pain that other people can't detect. They're trying to crush you and still look good out in the world. And most of the time, unfortunately, these kind of tactics and behaviors work. That's the sad thing about it. The second thing that she did in the discard was that, and devaluing and making you feel like an utter piece of shit, is that she had Johnny get a tattoo of her name and then dumped him. These are all tactics and traits of a narcissist. They are crystal clear. I'm going to devalue you during the discard, and I'm going to leave you with maximum impact, to leave you on your knees so you can't think clearly and defend yourself while I'm out here in the world ruining your name. You're going to be recovering from the shock of the horrific, vulgar things that I did, these soul-crushing, earth-shattering things that I did. You're going to be on your knees and not able to think clearly and operate to defend yourself while I'm out getting the hugs and the kisses and the poor me's all around me, people caring for me, saying, you poor baby. Knowing that the victim, the target, is obliterated, annihilated, so they can't defend themselves. And she gets to whistle out into the sunset as the good little girl, the sweet little angel of the Me Too movement that ain't never done nothing to nobody, while she's shitting in beds and telling lies. You guys, this was the story of a narcissist. Rest assured, make no mistakes about it. In my opinion, she is a bona fide narcissist, a dangerous human being, and people should be very, very aware of this. All right, you guys? That's it for today. I appreciate you guys coming by. I got nothing but love for you guys. I love it when you comment. I really do. I love the humor. I love the wisdom, the insight. I love it all. I feel so blessed and fortunate to have the kind of community and listeners and viewers that I have. So you guys are deeply appreciated. I really mean that. And if you got some value out of today's show and you enjoyed what you saw or was inspired, give a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. And most of all, always remember, it's better to be used, abused, discarded, tricked, fooled, and even damaged by an ass clown narcissist than to be an ass clown narcissist. Count your blessings, you guys, and walk tall. Be well. I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, peace. Be well.
No tears, no fears. Fully alive again after these years.